autistics in South Africa and beyond on a S2C program, which will enable them to speak and express themselves in order to actually reach their full potential. Good morning, Irene. How are you?
Good morning, Traveling, and thank you very much, and good morning to your listeners as well.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. So Irene, you are the parent of Zekwande, who is absolutely passionate. He is driven. I love the fact that he started this foundation. But let's quickly just start here. How would you advise parents, about raising children with autism?
Okay, so firstly, Traveling, the issue that we face as parents when we realize that our kids are autistic, it's guilt, it's resentment, it's disappointment and denial, because everybody wants a perfect bundle of joy. So firstly, I want to say to all parents, please know that you have done nothing wrong in having a child that is autistic. It's absolutely nothing wrong, and it's a condition, as my son calls it, a body-mind disconnect. He says their minds are very much intact, but their bodies are failing them. Now, how would I advise parents? One, I would say, please seek medical attention so that the child can be diagnosed properly. Then you know what you're dealing with. And then secondly, I would say that it is important to establish a routine for a child as early as possible. I found that autistics thrive better in a very structured environment. So they need predictability in their life. They need to know when they're going to bed, when they wake up, what is happening, so on and so on. If you throw them into this chaotic world that we live in, they become very much vulnerable. They become frustrated, and then you might experience signs of anger. And again, please presume competence, because we are dealing with highly gifted and intelligent people here who are clear in terms of what they want. They want to be respected. They want to be treated with dignity. And another thing that I want to also indicate is that as a parent, as we navigate and go around and find out what would work best for our children, I would like to encourage all the parents to reach out to the non-speaking autistics. These are the real experts in this field. They live the world of autism. They can tell us better. And it's not only Zekwande. You have got many of these children. If I can mention, you have got Aka, Stephanie, Tulo, Adash, Lucidi, and many of them. So reach out to them, find out about their journey. What is it? How does it feel to live a life with autism? They will tell us better, because in our case, we did quite a lot of things, and eventually we realized when we engaged Zekwande, and he told us, you shouldn't have done all of those things. We did chelation, we did stem cell therapy, we did hyperbaric oxygen therapy, we did ABA, and at the end, when we eventually found a way of communicating with him, he told us all those things were not necessary, actually. Sure. So I would really encourage parents to talk to these kids. But also as parents, let's do our part, which is to love the kids, to nurture the kids, to understand them, to also talk to their siblings and talk to family members so that they understand the kind of environment and the kids that we are raising. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Irene. I really do appreciate that. In fact, I know that Zekwande did put a video message together for us, but before I play it, I just want to hear from you. How exactly did he put this message together?
Okay, so at the moment, Zekwande communicates using a 26-letter board stencil, the ordinary stencil that we know. And what he would do is he's being assisted by a communication and regulation partner. And this can be a parent, it can be a therapist or anybody. But I must say they must be trained on this spelling to communicate. We call it S2C. So in a sense, he hears everything that you say around him. Hence, I said you must presume competence. But the problem is that he cannot talk. So you ask him a question, you put the stencil in front of him, he will point at the letters, and in pointing at the letters, obviously he compiles words and then he compiles sentences. He is which will have a voice output gadget. So in a way, eventually he won't use the stencil. When he types, automatically the gadget will tell us what he's saying. So that is his only means of communication, and that's how we communicate with him.
I really like that. Irene, to stay on the line, we're quickly going to play the ads, and then after that, we're going to hear the message from Zekwande, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Lunch is sorted at Ocean Basket.
Zekwande had put a clip together for us, so let's quickly take a listen.
Zekwande, what do you want to tell us about non-speaking autism? Really? We are so smart. We are just trapped inside our own bodies. We have a mind that is disconnected from our bodies. What is the purpose of the Zekwande Foundation? To teach non-speakers to communicate for themselves and never to speak for them. What are the values of the Zekwande Foundation? Equal rights, integrity, now also important are respect and autonomy, dignity. How would you like to be assisted in achieving your goals? I want knowledge of our abilities to spread. I want those who have means to help those without. And so I want all non-speakers to have access to meaningful communication. Is there anything else you would like to add? We are powerhouses, only waiting to ignite. Just believe in us.
Oh, just believe in us. Irene, what an amazing message that came through from your son. Thank you so much for that. And should anybody still want to get information on the Zekwande Foundation, where exactly can they go?
There are a couple of media platforms that they can contact. The first one is a WhatsApp or a call. They can phone 079 840 0335. They can call or leave text messages and Zekwande will respond to them. There is a website, www.zekwandefoundation.co.za. They can learn more about Zekwande Foundation, and they can also email Zekwande's assistant. Her name is Michaela Maxon at michaela@zekwandefoundation.co.za. So those are the platforms. He's also on Facebook. He's on Twitter. If you go to Zekwande Mathenjwa, you will see him. He will also be having a webinar on the 3rd of December celebrating disability with fellow non-speakers and his partners in Africa.
Thank you so much, Irene. I do appreciate your time, and thank you so much for being with us today. Enjoy the rest of your day, all right?
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. That was, of course, Irene, the mother to Zekwande Mathenjwa, all in celebration of the 3rd of December, which is this Friday. It's International Day of Persons with Disabilities, and we're also celebrating the National Disability Rights Awareness Day. All right, it's 25 minutes off.